able to just like push it away when they came at you. This But like we were just working. Then a lot of folks turned on us. Some of the old dwarves. We didn't weren't sure what was going on. Basically describing dwarves getting hit by the psychic link, and then they were kind of ambushed from Wave Echo Cave. As he's just like they just mind flare just started appearing out of nowhere, and we collapsed back into the. They don't know. He's like we collapsed back into this room, and held up. He's like there could be other dwarves in the other vaults. There's another vault in the basin, and there's a vault in our new armory.
Are you well enough to show us?
He's like, oh, of course, lady.
Yes. You die for both of them?
Wouldn't take a whole lot. These are your level one NPCs. If you walked around and just did one lay on hands, you'd make them feel pretty fantastic with one or two hit points. Sure.
I know I'm I know I'm garbled, but I can do like a low level, or I
You're
can
perfect
apply.
now. You're perfect.
I can
You're
start stabilizing everyone and applying first aid if you're good with that.
Yep, you take the time to do that. You have like purified, you've got that thing where you can make food and stuff like that. If you want to do that, you can just drop.
Bill, Henry?
I've got 10 days worth of rations I could just distribute since I think the rest of our party will be fine. I'll give them like
Oh
eight,
yeah, they
8 days.
smelt it when you came in here. They're just crushing, and furbog food is fantastic to them. They don't like that leafy elven stuff.
That's why I've not given them anything I've got.
Yeah, yeah, so you're taking a moment. Connor, you're probably pulling, rear security there, looking down, but there's a hallway that kind of opens up, and they're basically relating to you that it just all happened all of a sudden. And the room that they're in is pretty clean. It's uh the dwarves, it's Gundren and Nindra's room, and there's a couple dwarves that were wounded in combat that are kind of sitting there, and you guys healed them, and they're starting to feel better. And there's like 6 or 7 dwarves, uh, getting their life back together, and very curious about getting their mind up and running. And they're asking you guys, they're like, "How did you make it this far?
It's easy.
What was it? Is the cave safe? What was it?"
It was a brain, yeah.
Okay. He's like, well, we've been expecting. We know that we've explored very, very far back into the back of that cave, and we do know that it goes forever, but we didn't expect something to arrive that quickly. There must have been some sort of magic. But then again, if you're describing a brain, it could probably just open portals and bring folks in.
What do you see like on the is them looking around the room? Is there anything on the
This room? Yeah, I mean, like, there's various scrolls, schematics, and stuff like that, future things. You look over on the corner, you see, a breakout of some armor that he's drawing and, going over. There's just a couple other various. You can see a large halberd that he was designing for a long time that you recognize as Hugh for Manu, not Hugh, Gustav's Bane, uh, and things like that. And he's got there's a couple other trinkets and shields and stuff like that that he's working on. Building. This is kind of like people request things to get built, and the mine builds it, and they make commissions.
peek at some of the scrolls, looking to see if there's any.
He's like, excuse me. Nothing. There's nothing
Please, what is
evil
with
here.
you?
Well, they're just, he's just basically describing that's his stuff. Those are his plans and journals and stuff. He slams like a pink journal. It says Gundren's journal. He's like, oh, that's private.
There's dragon outside. Can any of this stuff here help us with that?
Well, to the vault. Someone's gonna have to lead the way.
I can give you light if you can show us.
Oh, he's like, we can get this place turned on lickety split. And he kind of goes outside and he mumbles a few things and just, they start lighting all the torches against the wall outside. Yeah. There's torches and stuff like that you could light that are various sconces and cave delabras against the wall.
So, I think, is everybody ready to go to the vault?
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys want to press? He's like, remember there was a big temple to Moradin or one of their gods like right down the hallway, Manu. Like that's where you guys fought the Spider King, the dark, the level 2 wizard that was really hard back in the day. Yeah. You're able,
Yeah, but
the dwarves very brazenly walk in there and they start lighting things and they take a strong knee and there's a big, I can raise it. Raise this sucker up a little bit. Going up. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and pull that. Yeah, you kind of come into this room. The rest of how you got to move, buddy. I'm sorry. You just got tails and feet and everything. You're going spread eagle. If you guys can see that, just another really large room that if you guys went that direction would have been, a fight. And if you went to the other direction, it was a fight, but build enough room for. Can you see it? Yeah, you remember, a little bit of spider trauma in here. You remember just gigantic spiders crawling from the ceiling and webbing you guys up and stuff. And then there was an invisible drow running around. But now there's a very ornate statue to Moradin against the wall. And they're lighting, there's like 6 columns, 3 on each side that are in there. And they're kind of lighting those. And it's very clean. And the dwarves keep pressing down the hallways to, light things up.
You were a little crazier back then.
How many times have you died since then, man?
That was his first full death. I think. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was the same time I started playing.
Yep.
Yeah, the spiders sucked. I for
A
that.
long time ago.
Yep. I learned. So this is 2 large double doors there, and the dwarves are kind of look back at Connor and Foz, and they ask if these doors have been cleared.
I've not gone down there.
So what's in the armory? Uh-huh.
You're asking him?
Yeah.
Always like the armory is way down the hallway. We could check on the forge as well, but you said, did you want help with the dragon? The only thing that we have for arms and equipment is in there. You are headed towards the vault where the armory is. Armory vault.
Do they have the anti-dragon weapons for every single person in the party that's not attunable and is free?
There's various +1. Like there's magical weapons in there. That he's looking at the weapons that you guys have, and he's obviously very proud of what he builds. You'll have to, you know what I mean? Like, you'll have to check it out. It's going to be very
It's
anticlimactic if Foz is not in the room.
did Foz
Yeah.
you have a legendary dragon lance?
Yeah. He's just like, a what?
You've got to have a dragon lance. Every dwarf would want to make one of them.
Yeah. He's like, that's a whole nother campaign. Greyhawk, Dragonlance. This is Forgotten Realms.
Damn it.
Max, you've been quiet. Zeus the
Yeah,
Paladin just chilling.
I was basically just thinking about walking up to those doors and kicking them open.
Oh, oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, you open it. They give a various phrase, and those doors open as well. Another dark hallway. They walk out. They set two. They light two torches.
But as far as we're tracking this through these doors, we have not cleared or seen anything down there, right?
Nope.
No,
And also, these magically sealed doors, it's not something everybody would know the names to anyway, is it? So
That's correct. They said something, you guys, but they opened it up.
But you also said earlier that some of the dwarves turned against them.
they were controlled by
Yeah.
a mind that was controlling their mind,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
and then they left.
Yeah. So basically, mind controlled, mind flayer stuff, intellect devourer stuff. And then there were the Duragar that they were fighting, or Duragar. I don't know. I can never say that one. You guys open up the
Let's
door.
get on-
I mean, I don't see any reason to stop and not proceed down this hallway.
Is Dungeon holding anything?
Gundren?
Can I cast light on Gundren somehow?
They have torches. Yeah, yeah, they're just running pretty brazenly, doing super bold dwarf stuff. And,
Go ahead. What's on
So-
the ground?
So Tim, is there enough space under the door that like a spider could pass?
excuse me?
Is there enough space under the door that a spider could get through?
Yeah, but they already opened it.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
Oh,
they already opened it. Yep, the dwarves opened it. It was very dark and quiet, and they immediately went out and just started stuffing and lighting torches down the hallway, and they're just booking. They're just noise themselves.
These caves are safe.
He doesn't know. You can assume that he doesn't know shit. You guys probably know more about this place than you do. They're very brazen. They're being very brazen about this. They're trying to get their place back.
Hey, Gundren, can we proceed with a little bit of caution? Just because we want to have some kind of element of surprise if we were to encounter anything.
Okay, so you're asking Gundren? Okay, yeah, so he stops and holds up the hallway that you guys are in now is lit. But they'll stop there. I'll show them one second. I had to fix the camera thing. I think Skylar. Sure. Okay. So
Hey,
yeah,
look, Foz is back.
you guys can see down the hallway. Bit. You can see down a very, very long hallway.
I'm gonna send later down the hallway to where it branches off right there, and I'm gonna just kind of look through his senses and see what he sees.
Okay. You get down to the hallway. Down the steps is there. You see a dwarf, a dead like dwarf with his feet like up the stairs and kind of just like laid slumps against the wall. The wall like falling down the stairs, but he's been laying there for a while. There's light dust on the floor everywhere. Like it hasn't been very disturbed here, but he died in some sort of combat. Yeah, he's what no, yeah, his hands are empty. He's been picked clean of whatever. His helmet's gone and his weapon's gone.
So I'm gonna say, Gundren, I think I found one of your friends. It's like he's been laying there for a while. Come take a look.
Okay. Gundren comes up and he's just like, "Oh, Dave, no," like in uh, there's no bringing old Dave back, and oh, Moradin. And he starts like lighting more sconces and cave delabros up everywhere, and you have to be like stop, 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 stop. But he wants to get this place like lit. Um, but you guys, the guy's like roughly here. He's like straight ahead.
See what's past.
Really long hallway.
Slater has one of the torches with him. He's walking with it.
Okay, this way. Wait, just him and Slate. Well,
Just Slater.
Okay.
Slater. I'm using Slater.
There's a turn here, and if you remember, there was a pond in that direction. You get to this point, you remember there's a barracks room here, pond in this direction, and that way probably leads out of the cave.
Finds a spider. He's underneath the barracks door.
Pitch black, no sound.
Should be able to see at least 30 feet in depth.
Okay, I'm saying okay. In darkness, it's just rows of beds. Rows of beds. Couple dwarves like unconscious, dead on the ground. The door like is kind of broken open.
To him, and he opens up. It says, "This room seems safe." Across, and then in my voice, because you can speak through me, speaking through Slater, I'm saying, "Here's the cave to the water."
Okay, roll perception check. Roll Slater.
Hmm. Oh no, it's a 7. Plus. Uh, what is that? Intelligence.
Should just be perception on the card. You add to it, but yeah, perception is wisdom.
15.
Wow. Really? Okay. He comes back out, he pops back into imp form, you said? And as he looks over, you see light coming down from the left, and he instinctively starts booking it. You know what I mean? Okay. But anyways, all right. Now it's an 8. All right. Well, cat's out of the bag now. I rolled a 1. Nope, 14. Nope, 3. Anyways, he sees light. We'll give you the 14 since that's what he saw. So down the hallway comes some light. He rolls a really strong 8, and he sees some light coming down the hall. Just turn the page. There's light coming down the hall from like the entrance of the cave. You're just gonna leave the imp there? Okay. Yeah. Yep. So down here, I don't know if Where's my camera angle now? Yeah, down here. If you're looking on Zoom, it's good. That's good. It's just that's delayed. So down here, the light's coming from.
Is it just a flat light, or is there like shadows or anything like that movement of any kind?
Are you looking down the hallway? I think we're getting way ahead of ourselves with this scan. So just the imp in my mind is down the hallway.
Yep.
Epione is not did she tell you the party? Okay. Okay.
That's fair.
Yep, so you guys see he's like, I don't know, more dwarves that survived?
Yes, from what I saw through Slater, it looked cleared or people who were already gone. There are more dead dwarves up here in the barracks.
There's Slater. You can put him right. Where is he? Like back? Did he come back, or is he still there? Okay. Yep.
Yes, the hallway's lit.
This will be Gundren kind of with him. That's fine. And Manu, you came up. The light kind of stops and kind of goes behind a corner and goes out. But you could tell it was torchlight. Like it was fiery kind of light. You hear down the hallway, like, I'm not stepping in the light. You step in the light. You hear like, no, who is that? And then kind of you see like a little face kind of peeking by, and you see like a humanoid face kind of looking down, and then you see you hear like, and then a couple seconds go by as a torch gets lit, and then it lights back up, and you see a dude in like leather armor kind of peeking his head around, and he's like, "What's going on in here?" Back to our cave. Where's Gundren? And you hear Gundren in the back, and he's like, "Who is that?" He's like, "It's Marco." He's like, "I don't understand
no.
this. Who's Polo?" Yeah. There is no Marco Polo here. Gundren and the guy are like, Gundren's like, "Oh, that's one of the Zentarums from Halia's store, Minex." And the torch comes around the corner, and you see guys with like crossbows. Kind of, one guy's got a torch and a crossbow leaned over his arm, kind of like this, and looking ahead, and walks down a long hallway. And they run up, and they kind of stop, and they're pointing at the imp. They're like, that was a natural 20. So he takes a shot straight at. Okay. Well, he gets he gets the shot off. Yeah, so he gets the shot, and it just boom smacks into Slater. Slater's like, "Ah!" and you can poof him. Didn't kill him, but it hit him pretty hard.
As they do that, can I shout down at them and order them to stop?
They schwacked him with a nat 20. Anyways, so Slater, with 1 hit point, you can poof him back to whatever, but you see him like lining up another shot, and like, we've got, how the devils get in here? Are they everywhere?
Good.
They kind of stop, and Gundren's like, put your arms down.
His friend.
And you can see up to like the hallway is like filled full of these dudes behind you guys, like 4 or 5 Zentarum.
Can you just like morph into like a spider to a raven?
Yeah, he's doing all these things, and they're like, they just start. There's crossbow bolts just hitting everywhere, but yeah. Okay, but the hallway's getting lit. He puts his thing up, and it they kind of move down the hall. To your left, if you guys are kind of meeting halfway, to your right, Manu, is where that pond was where you went swimming a long time ago, where you came out into that little river behind you guys. And to your left, you can push open the door. Gundren and Nundro go in, and they're saying prayers over some fallen dwarves and stuff like that. And the other 6 dwarves are kind of going in there and taking a piece of blanket or a pillowcase and kind of putting it over their faces, and then they're lighting various things, and they're like, if you're heading to the vault, it's this way, and to tell the Zentarum to stay with the party. Tell me where you guys want to go. Yeah, so if you guys want to, yeah, so Gundren basically sends some dwarves down into where that large pond area was. And you can tell there's a pool that's like lapping there. You guys make your way down this way. You see the Great Hall, and he comes back and he heads down into where the pond was. You guys keep moving. You're turning corners, and you see another very, very ornate room. Let's see what you guys can see here. See what a square is on the map? Like a square with, yeah. So at the end of that little tiny hallway is another solid door. Gundren like whispers, and the door just goes. It's like you can hear like several sounds, and then the door kind of slides downwards, like he's got some sort of intricate thing where the door, some levers, like it just goes like ba-boom, 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 and like it opens. And as you open there's like this bluish hue of a light, and right there, Foz, you see it sitting on this like rack is this white dragon scale armor with like a helm sitting on it, right dead center as like the piece de resistance of this thing. Lined to the right and left of this are just racks of silvered looking spears and swords and shields and armor. It's just resplendent with, dwarven vault. What you looking for, Shug? That's a good question. There's one right in there. See it. Oh, you're trying to get the heater to move closer? Brilliant. All right. It's cold here. Oh, get it. The sun was up, and then it just, when the blanket of the Pacific gets over this place, it just freezes us. All right. So there it is. Boom. It opens, and Gundren just like, feast your eyes. There it is. There's the old Puggett sound. You guys, yeah, as I mentioned, there's racks of various equipment. You can tell that there's components that are high end There's a jewel box and stuff like that that's high end. This is where he keeps things. The two dwarves kind of hold guard right there, and Gundren's just like, no, no, no. He's, he kind of walks in, and Nundro kind of stops at the front of the door, kind of holds you guys out, and Gundren's just like, pause Gundren, as requested. We call it the Great White Death. I'm going to try to carefully add it to your inventory, unless someone wants to roll for stealth and steal it from them real quick. Just kidding. Maybe do that. It'd be funny.
What do I need to roll?
Probably 3 if it's you.
Inventory. There you go,
Not
boss.
even.
Just hit refresh and you're good to go. Okay. So he's just like, Gundren's like, I see you have various, amazing weapons. What are you looking for? Obviously, this will come out of your yearly stipend. He's now some sort of northern Scottish, English, Irish mix, as my voices F up.
Honest.
So Connor, roll a perception check. Quick. Oh, wait. Yep.
23.
23.
Not to be a greedy cop, but I lost my hand crossbow a long time ago. Is there anything of that nature in this room that I could?
Hand crossbow.
Yeah, a small crossbow from. I can use that apparently.
Yes.
Ooh.
In this,
Yeah, you did. I'm looking through my notes real fast.
any type of minerals or anything like walls that we can see?
What do you be specific? What are you looking for? Oh yeah, there's all sorts of bad stuff here.
And if there's any 500 gold piece diamonds, me and the ugly cleric can fight over those.
Give me
I think
2
I'm set for
seconds
now.
to go through my notes.
He's a half orc.
Huh?
Aren't you like a half orc or something?
I'm a Fearbolg.
A fearbolg. Yeah, sorry. Either way, the ugly cleric.
Whatever.
Sorry. The hippie naturist cleric versus the holy one.
Okay. So Connor, you notice specifically you see like this wooden tiny wooden like holder, for lack of better terms, and 3 needles are sitting inside of it.
We'll go in and look at that. See what that is.
Gundren's like, ooh, very nice.
What
He's
is
like,
it, Gundren?
we got those in trade. Apparently, if you stick your arm or something with it, a lovely tattoo will pop out and give you magical powers.
Ooh, what type of magical powers?
He's like that one with the curly. There's one with like a red silk streamer coming off it. And he's like, it's a masquerader ink tattoo. It helps you change your face and things like that. He's like, one is a barrier ink. And you see one that's got like some frost, like snowflakes inside of it, and the other one he's like it absorbs cold.
We have a.
No,
I'll
I
give
just-
them to the party.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that absorbs fire?
He's like, sorry, not today. We only used. So you guys had a lot of dragon scales and stuff, and he was able to use that one to.
Sorry, you just stand behind me. I absorb fire.
As a note, the supposed ugly cleric can, as a reaction every round, give somebody resistance to any elemental damage.
Oh, cool. All right, I'm standing behind him. Oh, by the way, Tim, did I have time to cast Find Familiar?
Not with doing simulacrum, but you can try to do it now if you want to.
All right.
It's an hour though.
It does take an hour. Will we be here
Yeah.
for an hour?
You can if you want to. So the one of them's the masquerade tattoo, and one of them is absorbing cold. So you just type in absorbing and tattoo. One's masquerade tattoo, and the other one's barrier tattoo.
Versions of which are there?
What's that?
There's three types of the barrier.
Yes, there is. I just rolled 2 nat 20s in a row. It's the very rare.
Cool. So like when you use that power, is it like one and done, or is it like you can do it every day, or what's the deal?
Yeah. Some of them are different. Some are like a spell, and some of them are permanent. So like the barrier, I believe, like if you don't want to wear armor, you have a natural 18 AC because of the tattoo. There's one barrier tattoo.
Well,
Oh.
Epion's armor class is only a 15.
It's an attunement thing. So you have to drop something, but you'll be like tatted up. And I'll read it to you. Like, so as you decide to send it, I'll read you what your sick tattoo looks like.
Who's got the lowest ACs in the party?
Me?
I've got a 15. Epione has a 15. And that's probably the lowest.
Yeah.
I don't know about the ugly cleric though.
Can the monk use it?
I have a 20, I'm fine.
The cleric can wear armor.
The monk can also the monk. I'm not sure if it actually gives you. Yeah, I'm not sure what it does. It's a weird one, isn't it?
So monk already has the honor armored thing, so I would think it would just take whichever one is highest.
Yeah, he's already at 22.
Yeah, this is only up to 18.
So Henry, there's a +1. Oh, he's gone. Is he there? Nope, he's gone. Oh, there he is.
How many did you say? There's just one
What?
barrier.
One barrier, one masquerade, one absorbing cold. Henry +1 hand crossbow.
Take it, because you're more risky than. I think you need this more than Epione does to stay safe.
How many things do you attune to? Your necklace.
I have staff also.
Okay. So basically, just about any, +1 weapon that you can think of is here. The +2 stuff, anything that was kind of over the top, you guys basically, saw those three, ink jars. That's or those three needles is what he passed off, and of course, Faz Gundren's armor is there. That's the only stuff that's rather advanced.
Yeah, and so as I'm looking over this beautiful armor that's been created, I compliment Gundren and Nundro, and say the gods have guided your hands in creating this armor. I can tell. Thank you. You've definitely outdone yourselves. And
They're trying to fight back dwarven tears. I'm like, he likes it, and they're bumping each other.
and I kind of set it back down on the rack, and I just completely dropped my armor. You see some little dwarfen butt, and try it on, and seems to shake on real nice. Got some good movement. Pick up my old armor and hold it up and put it on the rack, and you've done me well. You've seen me through since the days of Strahd. And I kind of look around the room, and I size up our paladin friend here, and I say, "You think you could slither into this?"
So it's +2 plate mail.
Yeah, absolutely.
As he takes the door, you could see it kind of resizes as he puts it up on the thing, and it looks like very classical full plate mail. Like the kind of helmet situation. Like imagine very gothic, uh, plate mail. Very bright, kind of silver hue to it as well. Almost. You ever watch Excalibur? Ever watch the old Excalibur? They're when they go off and they're riding on the horses, doing whatever, like that bright, uh, kind of silver armor.
So plate +2.
So I thank Foz for his kind donation, and I take off my armor and place the new armor on, assuming does it fit.
Yeah, so it's magical. So like as you put it on and you start, and I don't think plate +2 is attunable either. So as soon as you start putting it on, it just starts fitting like fantastic.
So this was Sergei's armor from the Curse of Strahd. So this is pretty special stuff.
It's awesome.
Yeah, they found it down in a vampire's crypt long ago.
I wouldn't mind taking Zeus's hand-me-downs and having a set of plate myself. I'm just in chainmail right now.
Oh, okay. Now, delete. I was giving out lots of awesome things back in the day. As you're reaching around in there, just gone.
I wouldn't mind taking the +2 if nobody else wants it.
Fine, it's in there. Yeah. So yeah, so the really in the. Are you sure that wasn't Sergey's? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Unregarding.
That was my old splint mail that I was wearing before the.
So,
Okay.
But Cliff, if the place is open, like the dwarves are like, well, I can take that plate that you have that Zesis just took off, and we can go make it +1 real fast.
I think his is already +1.
Was it?
Yeah, because he
Okay.
he jumped into the
Yeah, I had
basin
plus-
with it on.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just take his hand me downs.
So everybody just kind of bloop bloop bloop.
Yeah, my AC is now 23.
We're getting pretty buffy. Uh-oh, what happened to Pete? Did we lose a Pete?
I'm just eating, so I'm off camera.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you. Sorry. Just doing the scan. Okay. So once again, very ornate looking room. For all intents and purposes, you can hear the Zentarum, the dwarves, kind of shuffling around and clearing and turning lights on inside the cave. Uh, Kind of sprinting, checking things out, back rooms and things like that. After about 10 minutes, Marco comes back and he's just like, it appears the cave's clear. They talk for a little bit and they're talking about posting up guards to cover the lake. But Gundren and Nundro kind of are of the mind that most of the mind flayers and things like that had to have been portaled in. And the rest of the ones that were fleeing are probably just scrambling down the lake the miles and miles and miles that it would take to get back home. Is like there was about a 100-foot circle, almost perfect circle, just burnt to a crisp. Not sure what that's all about, and maybe that's what caused this weird smoke-ish cloud above the town. But other than that, we thought it was snowing, but now it's just random bits of ash falling from the sky. Doesn't look too good, but we imagine, we can hear the drac horn blaring for the first time. So it's now there's that unsettling presence of the drac horn. You couldn't necessarily hear it when you were in the psychic link, but now every hour or so there's this deep, like saddening pulse that just calms everything down, but like it just very unsettling, like a reverberation through all the stone. um any critters are around get real skittish and feral, but the Drakhorn's flying, and you can tell that at Marco, if you saw any of the villagers, they were very upbeat about the festival, but now you can tell he's getting very anxious. Like it's kind of settling in that kind of forgot about the rise of Tiamat or whatever's happening, the great happening, and now it's kind of coming back. Hence the reason why Gundren's very, very pleased with handing off these weapons to the owners of this establishment, or the co-owners.
Well, I'd like to cast Find Familiar if there's time.
If you guys want to take an hour, no big deal.
It's up
So
to
my
you guys.
own, I have an ask.
Yes.
Hang on.
So-
To be honest, one thing, Tom.
Yeah.
You've probably got time. If they're changing into their armor, in and out of all their armor, it takes 10 minutes to put plate mail on.
That's
So-
true. All right. So I'm casting that. And do I get to pick the form of the familiar? I do, right?
What are you looking for? Let me see. Find familiar.
I read it and I think that was the case.
I mean, generally speaking, you had to have seen one before so that you can actually conjure it up. That's the whole. Yeah.
Alright.
So yeah.
So I'm going to conjure a little imp friend for Slater.
All right.
and I'm going to name him Tater. So we'll have Tater and
Tater. Okay. 1 second. Leaders and Tater.
And imps are really quite versatile. I can see why Epione has been so enamored with Slater.
While he's dipping, does anybody want a wand of fear?
Oh,
I can't. It's not attuned to me anymore with the plate mail. So
I don't have. I'm already attuned to 3 things. I don't think I can attune to a 4th. Why don't you put it in the
All right.
back holding? Keep it.
Slater and Tater.
well, I'm just asking around to see if anybody has an open slot if they would like it.
Tim, I don't know if you want me to do a charisma save or charisma check, but I'm going to sidestep and ask Gundren, all right, this is a fucking magnificent hand crossbow. Do you have any bolts that are going to be able to help us out with dragon etc.?
He's like, no, not necessarily. I can tell you that we've been working on just basic armor and weapons here. He's like, there's a handful of, ooh, yummy. It's time to pass out free plate armor, everybody. Remember back in the day, I drink wine and everybody got Holy Avengers?
Like-
But not anymore. Delicious. Creamy, salty beige. Bailey's. So he's got bolts. He doesn't necessarily have what I think you're looking for, a bolt of dragon slaying. He does not. But what he does say is he's like, there have been loads of merchants outside. There was a man, I can't remember if you can find him outside, a great man named Emmanuel. He came in with a party with this great tiger man, and they have loads of magical equipment that they were selling and trading with us. He's like, that's where I've got these three ink needles. I got it from this man in a big red tent.
Henry, you might want to just take your standard bolts and dip them and get them +1 so you can do magical damage at least.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you for our thing, unless it's a specific type of round, it's +1 when it hits. So if you stick a piece of wood inside the +1 crossbow, it hits at +1. That's too mind-boggling for me. So if you stick an arrow of slaying or a flame arrow, it does that damage. But for all intents and purposes, the little bag of bolts that are off to your side now, +1 light crossbow situation. There's also an artificer in this business that could probably amp those things up and hook you up with grenade bolts and all sorts of fun things.
Okay.
You
Just
ring the
trying
bell
to-
out, Sugar? All right. I got you. This is loot shopping. We went to war for like three straight sessions, so this is a different pace. For now. You guys can always ramp it up if you want. The door's right there.
And ladies,
Oh, you just and the Epiones.
and Evie.
Well, Tater is Tater a female imp? Tater, the familiar Tater is like you can tell is a female imp.
So we be more strict on components when casting spells.
What?
Okay, so much like I'm not gonna just stall anybody. Yes. I want deliberate. If you're going to be in a place with stores, I'm gathering components, right? So if you've gone through fireball after fireball after fireball, I'm gonna say, Belgar, man, you're out. Like you've went 3 straight campaigns without grabbing a piece of coal or a feather or whatever. So if you say, if you give me the best, hey, can I go find a place? Like he went and he was like, I'm gonna go to Gilmore's and I'm gonna buy spell components, and he listed a whole bunch of stuff, and that kind of soothed that, if that made sense. When we get into our next campaign or whatever, if you guys stick around, we'll probably. Uh-oh, Twitch just
I
hurt.
feel like we need to give you a shopping.
Or just all my spell components. I want to go look for those things, and I'll be like, "Here's $57, or whatever."
One of my spell components are just things that I would acquire if I was.
It's the same as when Asa shoots her arrows. Is the same logic. If if she says, "I'm picking up arrows for 1 round," she's got the arrows back, right? So I'll just kind of hand wave that stuff. The components that you needed, you have. Okay. If you picked up new spells right now from leveling up, assume that you need to go get those components. Go find them somewhere.
All right.
All right. Like you did, well, you just went for a rest. Make a deliberate effort to, hey guys, when we go out there, if we get a chance, let's go hit a store real quick, and then huzzah.
Ace has got that fancy magical quiver though that never runs out.
Yeah, but I mean, remember back in the day when we, yeah,
Yeah.
if you throw Hugh into the mouth of the beholder, he might eat it.
So Epione,
You got a pretty good trade off, just saying. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yep. So you guys are in a pretty good spot where there's significant resources. If you did need things, there wasn't enough Durgar yet to really establish themselves. You're kind of finding out they were basically holding this thing until you're gathering the final blow kind of hit, right? Like or whatever, and then once the Well of Dragons things kind of occurred, then this place would have been turned into a Duragar magical building, situation. Most of the places where the components and things like that were hidden were either locked or arcane locked. So, Gundren had a pretty, as a dwarf, as a very clever dwarf that's into crafting and arts and all that sort of stuff. His number one thing is secure what you make. So a lot of the subject to the barracks where everybody was slain. You're in a pretty good spot to hit quick save. It's a good spot to hit save. Control S, Control S, Control S.
Well, well, Tim, if there are any spell components that I could acquire while we are here, I will replenish my supply.
Okay. Is there anything? So let's kind of talk about. Is there anything specific that you need for any level 7 spells? The 6 ones. There's a box of gems. So there's a box of gems there. There's various fungus and things like that. Nundro, you can tell, is a bit of a wizard himself. Gundren is your blacksmith guy. Like he's got the apron on. He forges things and builds stuff. Nundro has quite a few spell components. He's like a level 5, but he's got lots of stuff.
So if he had like a 1,500 gold piece ruby, I would take one of those. But if not, I'd be happy for some sulfur and charcoal and
Got that. He's like the ruby. He's like, unfortunately, if you're gonna try to find a ruby, like, there's no ruby, but there's various other, low level gems. But he doesn't have a ruby. But he's like, I mean, we could go find you one, but it would take some time.
I'm not that worried.
It's like the
you know,
nearest place where you could get a ruby like that is either you might be able to find it from one of the guys outside or Waterdeep. That's a very expensive ruby.
Sure. Well, hopefully this Simulacrum will be around for a while, and I won't need to cast it again anytime
Yep.
soon. So it's not a big deal.
So 100 gold pieces is 100 gold pieces. If you have some gems that are worth like 1,200, you can get all those hit points. You can get 12 hit points back on that thing. We'll call it like that kind of even trade.
Okay.
If you have, it's more like a ritual to bring them back. So if you have like a piece of art that's worth 200 gold pieces, 2 hit points back.
Right. Okay.
I also have a question. I recently got access to Heroes Feast, and if we're going to fight a large dragon, I know they have a frightening thing. Heroes Feast grants immunity to frightening, which
Yep.
could be very helpful. But I need a
Yep.
1,000 gold piece gem encrusted bowl. So I know we have some gems around here, but I don't know how.
There are gems.
Can
and
I offer my services?
What's that?
Can I offer my services? Before I became the adventurer I am today, I inlaid jewels into armor. That was my trade. So if you can find a bowl and the gems, I can very easily do the inlay for you.
And Gundren's like, "Ooh, man, I'd love to help you." You know, he's like, "It'll take us roughly 8 hours and a few checks, strength and dex checks, but we could get that done."
I mean, if the party wants us,
one of the Zents comes back inside, and he's just like, "Yeah, we don't seen any dragon out there, guys." We'll say, for this purpose, 10 gems, 10, you know what I mean? Nice gems will work for this in a very nice bowl. Like these guys have, right? He brings a silvered, bowl, and he's like, the dwarves are just like, they've got, they're super stoked about building stuff, and they're like, oh, because they're amped. This is going to be a bowl that's going to be used to fight Tiamat, right? They want the clout, and they're like, oh, maybe sell it back to us someday, and or they want to inscribe Gundren and Nundro on the side of it or whatever. They want their followers and viewers. They're influencing. Okay. So Cliff, did you check that you have a greater restoration level diamond in your pocket? I forget what the number that is. Is that 3 or 500?
So Greater Restoration is 100 gold pieces worth of diamond dust, and I crushed up one of the 500 gold piece.
So the diamond that's in your pocket, what is that? Is that 1,000 for Raised Dead?
It's 5. I have a 500 one, and I'm fairly sure it works for Raised Dead. Yes.
Okay, so so the one that's in your pocket that Helm just gave you.
So I had
you-
one that was 500 gold pieces to begin with because I picked it up at some point. And then there was
Okay.
another one that was crushed down into 500 gold pieces worth of diamond dust. 100 gold pieces I used for a Greater Restoration cast.
Okay, so we were kind of logging in with those group of gems that you found. There were like 300 gold pieces or whatever inside the basin room. Helm turned into one 500 gold piece diamond. So you have another one.
So
Now Henry's helmet is missing some diamonds, just so you know, because he's got a helm that does some funky stuff.
right, so I was accounting for that you gave me that extra diamond. So I had one and then I got two, so I crushed one to use Greater Restoration.
Thank you for not lying. Okay, right. That's how extra +2 plate mails arrive. Kidding. Which this bag of holding has got to be reaching its limit here soon. It's got a lot of cash in it.
have another one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. God,
So anytime
generous
you need to,
DM level 1 was the worst. Like these? Yeah. What size? I mean, they're and this is not just me being like overly one, they're very happy to not be dead and starving anymore. Hmm, depends. Yes. Yes, Foz. Uh, we can work through it. Okay. There's a chest. There's definitely a chest. However big you need it, there was a chest full of gems that was sitting in the room. They're all like 100 gold pieces or below, and they kind of are against you grabbing them because they're using them for various building armor and stuff. But it's the apocalypse. If you guys want to grab it, there's about 50 gems worth 100 gold pieces, and so they hand you a trunk from one of the fallen dwarves. You know, its name is like it says Dave on the side. They're like, you can take Dave's trunk. 40 to 50 feet. Oh, they can't see you there, baby. They're you can stand next to mommy and wave at them. 40, 50 feet high.
hi, Addie.
I said hi. Thanks, baby. Oh man, I'm so happy about this. You guys are opening up Darren's Fortress. You guys have had this for. There's two things. Krista, can you just open up that boat and put it in the water too? Krista's got a boat. There's two things I just want you guys to use after 2 years. Oh shoot. Okay. Okay. So anyways,
Question: could we
okay.
use the boat and then put the fortress on top
In
of
the
the boat
water and take it
have
to
a
the.
mobile fortress?
D&D.
Thank you so much. All this loot that I put out there is like, God, we never used it. All right.
I reckon we should get that going. We could get a battleship then.
The boat's arc was going to happen when you guys fought the pit fiend and he just demolished you guys out in the ocean. And then Crystal's going to be like, ta-da, I got a boat. Yeah. But we passed that arc.
How big is the deck on the boat?
20 feet.
It's a canoe. Oh, wait, no. You can build it to something big, can't you? That boat.
Ooh. So
It can go into a larger boat, I thought.
That's the only could fly if you
so how wide is it? How wide is the instant fortress? Can it make a really? That's too big for the deck of the big boat, then, isn't it? Damn it! Darn it!
We
There goes there
dwarves.
goes my Uber idea of a warship.
Put some
But you guys already have 2 warships.
to support the fortress.
Some may think Manu has a problem.
Yes, sir.
Anu, just so you're tracking, I have Tensor's floating disc, which can carry 500 pounds, and my Solacrum can also cast it. So if we need to, we can easily carry another 1,000 pounds of gear. All right. Okay. No.
Hey, Foz, I answer your question. On what the Okay, is everybody putting their money in there to kind of solving that? Okay.
No.
Now that we're at chapter 11 of 12 chapters, we've finally figured out loot.
Don't we have a spreadsheet?
So Epione,
If you want to convert your copper, electrum, and blah 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 to gold pieces, you can do that with Gundren. He's made a lot of money here. You can convert it all to GP or platinum, whatever you decide. GP. GP. Platinum's Waterdeep.
holding
He's
um,
he's got 100 platinum if you want to convert to platinum.
a coin from way back when you were
Give it to Foz now because he's putting it in a Darren's Fortress to reduce encumbrance and kind of like there's another dwarf called Davo, and he comes up and he's like their treasurer and he's handing out, he's able to. Oh, is Asa up on Twitch?
On Stronghold.
Oh, okay.
WhatsApp. That's a beautiful picture.
She just sent us some Venice stuff.
Yeah.
I see very fancy dwarves. Oh, there she is. Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Heartbreak.
taking them off
Chris
that
and I,
channel. I put them on the wrong channel.
when COVID 1.0 hit, Chris and I spent the night on my birthday right there on that very canal. And then 1 week later, the rest is history. Where are we? What am I in? Discord? I'm on Discord, don't I? Okay, cool. So you guys are all. So this is a very good moment to reset as a party. That I'll say, like, the dwarves are going and cleaning things. They're getting ready for various ritual stuff, but there's a refrigerated room for their cold stuff, so they're putting the dwarves in that fungi room. They're kind of stacking them up near where they were using um, some of the white dragon scales to keep that room cold. Sorry, sweetie. What? No.
I'm gonna call off the coin I have from like a long time ago. You ready?
Goose, Skylar, you ready? Goose is not. Skylar is. Sorry. Go ahead.
Flat
16 platinum.
60 gold.
460 gold. 31 electrum.
286 silver.
286 silver. 156. Who needed the gem encrusted bowl? Cliff did.
Yes.
He'll have it done in at 8 hours. So Foz, if you want to do that, it'll take during your next long rest. Gundren will assist you with it. He's really good at writing schematics, and he's getting all the tools ready and stuff, and he's putting it in the bowl. And he's just like, whenever you're ready to take some time, we'll build this.
Did you mean? I just deleted it all.
200 silver. We'll just say, hand wave. You have 200 silver. Is
I need a crowbar.
anybody need a crowbar? If you have any ravens, they'd like to go out for a drink. That's what Gundren says because he's big dad jokes. He's like, a crowbar. Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry, Pete. Sorry. But 100. That's a lot of platinum in the realm. It's just in case you're wondering. Yeah, he's got 100. Yeah. So in terms of why this is such a free store experience, this is the first time you guys ever returned back to Wave Echo Cave that you guys established as a part of your business model. He's ready to. They're usually very stingy, but you guys are the ones written into the contract.
Okay. New money. 1,000.
Whoa, cool beans.
That's
Everybody track that? Said 2,700. Oh, 200. You could have just totally taken advantage of me. I was like, roger that. 2,700 for everybody. There's a lot going on. So, if there's just a random viewer out there in the Twitch world, like, why am I free storing really hard? If you guys can imagine, this is probably one of the last stops you're gonna have in a. This is your last good save point before you guys go fight Thanos.
Is there a campfire that we can do a save on?
Yeah, because there's a bluish campfire that's like glitching out from a mod in Neverwinter. It's halfway through a door and halfway not. And there's a person stuck that needs to call a moderator to let him out. Like in there's my dig towards Wizards of the Coast.
I was thinking more Dark Soulsy, how bad this is going to get for us.
Yeah.
Manu, sorry, but I was distracted while you were doing all that fun number stuff. I've got gold if you need it, if we're stashing it somewhere. Okay.
Hey, can I describe Darren's tower real quick? There is some scarring on Darren's tower from when you guys fought Strahd. I just want to be clear on that as well. There's only so much HP that thing's got. Okay. DJ. Yeah.
Let's transfer. Can I get 10 gold pieces back so I can bring Slider back?
Okay.
So I'll hand Manu, I'll hand over 5,110 gold.
Oof, you guys are rich.
Just 10 for now.
Let's see. Asa.
All my materials.
Who is it? Who went into the big red tent? Just Asa? Who got their foot rubbed in there?
I did.
You can imagine that if there was place to spend a lot of cash in all of Faerun, you were feeling some weird energy about that little Zelda store right there.
Yep.
It had Waterdeep on its heyday level. So as you're kind of thinking there, Waterdeep's been pretty depleted, right? Like in terms of, and you imagine that an entire army just went through Waterdeep to go to the Well of Dragons. I don't want to foot stomp or anything. This is, you know, you guys are getting the feeling that this is it, right? In terms of your last nom nom, Fandolin itself.
Mhm.
Hey, Skylar, from Henry, you got 2,600 gold.
DM 1.0 was the worst.
No, you're cool. And I keep gold on me to buy gems. So
Yeah.
say again.
The price of health potion gas just inflated.
So they need to work on like a D&D credit card so we don't have to carry all this shit.
Well, I think we'll discuss this when we go to admin mode, but dear sweet Skylar is picking up some huge roles as our audio visual expert. If anybody wants to be the company treasurer, I would definitely reach out to him on an off day. Dude, it's called Darren's Tower. That's where he's putting all the stuff. Whoop, spitting everywhere. I had like 1.5 glasses of wine. This is a small glass.
Maybe a special tattoo where we can withdraw from
Darren's Tower. You can do anything in 30 days. I'll just say that. You can do anything you want if you take 30 days to do it. The question is, does the world have 30 days left? Oh, I see what you're doing now. Okay, yes, there's definitely chests. I got you. I got you. Yeah, don't let that Darren's Tower get out of your hands.
Hey, so Tim, I just had a thought.
Yes, sir.
My simulacrum has all my spells, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So if I had him cast simulacrum, could he make a simulacrum of himself?
No, because he can't cast. I'm glad you said this because I thought this through. That's a level 7 spell which you expended as you build a motherfudging clone, and he has the spells that you have when you create him. Yeah, so yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, what is Tom going to do to me with this? Like go through like every scenario possible. Yeah.
Hey, some new spells that Epione picked up. I now have Banishment, Arcane Gate, and Crown of Stone. Basically, I can banish somebody to another realm.
Banish is huge.
arcane gate is that I can basically teleport the group. I can make 2 portals within 500 range of each other. And you go in one side and then out the other.
There's an asterisk on this. If you put the outside door into a wall, you are stuck in a wall. It's very important to know. It says in the bottom, it's like notes from Dave, previous owner. Make sure the ins and outs are safe.
Be 2 points on the
I just want to say that out loud right now in case we're in a big emotional fight. Because, like,
to be 2 points.
Yep.
Where I can see.
there's an opening side and there's 2 opening sides, an in and out. Yep. But you can't. So if you made this one, you can come through this way, but you can't come through that way. That's what's important. Yeah. Yeah. What I'm saying is, if you happen to put the opening over here, and this is the wall, force damage. You're gonna want to put it that way, so you're facing out. Just in case we get weird and we're kicking dirt over each other's shoes. Just saying. Oh.
So if you are invisible and within that wall, that's not the same spell.
Okay.
And then
Que sera, sera. Que sera.
and Crown of Stars is more. It's like an attack. I have like 7 stars I can attack.
Okay. It's very celestial. You also have a really cool necklace that you have that does really neat things. And I want to read the whole thing. It's another thing that I built for you guys. You guys don't read the whole thing. Use the damn boat. The boat. Hi, Dan. Good to see you, buddy.
Baby, where's the flower?
In the flower
Shit.
jar.
You can't just have spell components in your kitchen that you don't go and shop for. God darn it. Actually, these sessions are very therapeutic after 3 weeks of fighting. Not to say that anybody can just walk outside right now. Anybody, the door is right there, and we can go roll for initiative. He's right here, just in case anybody wants to go wild. He's right there. He's just waiting. Henry, what new cleric spells did you get? Don't you have Summon Celestial by now?
I had Summon Celestial a while ago,
Oh,
but my take, and this is where I probably need to synergize with the ugly
good
cleric.
use. That's a Tim word. Synergize.
All right. So
Stalagmite tighties.
I took for this one. I took Regenerate. I'm trying to stay focused on the healing side of this, not the DPS side of this, because 1, that's not my job. 2, the healing side is probably better. I take that one. So Resurrection, I can bring somebody back from the dead, but it costs 1,000 gold. They can be dead no longer than a century, so that voids the other one.
So you could bring Dave back to life?
I could bring Dave
You hear
back.
Gundren say that out loud. Bring back Dave, please.
How long has Dave been dead?
A week?
I think I might have one for like a week.
Okay. Oh, it's your
There's
rest.
Yeah. So I could do it. Costs us 1,000 gold, but that's gonna burn my 7-level slot. I took Regenerate, and that's I cast this one, and you get 4 to 8 plus 15 plus 1 hit point at the start of each turn for 10 turns. Or wait, no, for Yeah, you get a hit point back a turn after I
just
cast
said-
that one on you. But that
I just
also
said-
will reattach people's parts.
Question: Is Dave like a level 3 builder of anything?
What's that?
Does Dave build like level 3 weapons or anything like that?
No, he's just a solid employee. You know, when every
Yeah.
organization 10% do 90% of the work and 90% do 10, Dave was really the guy, you know, that kept things going. Strong blue collar. Good old Dave, they'll say.
I can cast this. It costs us 1,000.
Small, straight piece of iron. Would you consider that a dagger?
Do you want a dagger? Because there's daggers all over the ground. You okay? I gotta let you guys know. You are in a room with every weapon you can think of.
Is that considered a small, straight piece of iron?
A dagger considered a small. No, steel. Steel. Steel? Iron? Steel? Steel? Iron? Is iron steel? Someone alchemy me.
Well, steel is just carbonized iron, right?
Yeah. So sure. I'm a criminal justice. I'm a liberal arts major. Okay, I'm the worst. Yes, it's. I didn't read the book. Here's the thing.
Well,
Here's marriage. I just want to know why, and I can tell you if yes, because you're playing me right now. You want me to say yes? The answer is no until you tell me why. Yes. Dagger is a straight piece of iron. Cannon. Ooh. It's the mustache. I just do these things so you have to build a new hero forge. No, you guys. Do you want to be back in town? Affi only wants to know if you guys are back in town. You guys go back in town? Go back in town. Go back in town. I'm just kidding. No, you guys are still in the vault. So like you guys, I think are all between the vault and that room with the pond, and Darren's tower is in the middle of the pond, and you guys have been taking a boat back and forth to Darren's tower, in my mind.
Fiona's using this time. She's acquiring some silver, phosphorus, and iron, and I am working on pounding it into powder.
Who's powder? All right, yeah, got it. Oh, wait, you're putting pounding what into powder? They've got a thing that can do that. Once you start trying to do that, they're like, "Oh, let's just take it to the forge hammer," and they take it back, and there's this big. You see this gigantic bellows, you know, huge bellows, and they just one swipe. Like, can we do another one? They want to smash things and build stuff. Dwarves, big dwarven crafting area. Okay. Okay. A bunch of stuff. I got it. Whatever. Component stuff. Got it. Yeah. So you stick it all in the bowl thing, and uh, I'm gonna say an hour has passed. Anybody that needed to take a short rest to attune to something is attuned to it. Uh, but so like Mags, Thesis, you're in like the war room swinging around with your new armor, and this is like the best shit that you ever wore. Like it's feeling fantastic. A little bit too shiny for your dark, you know, you really have a little bit of a dark aura about yourself, but yeah, that's okay. This stuff is wicked shiny.
I'm gonna ask if
Are there any good spears laying about in the room?
Plus ones, yes.
All right. I'd like to pick one of those up if they will offer it to me.
You know, this is the type of situation where, like, Helm's Deep, you're just pulling it off the rack. This is
Gotcha.
you're a part of the Duchy of Skyreach. Like, you're part of this room. Go ahead, babe.
Any items that may be distasteful to dragons or what was his name? Or fiends.
Um, Distasteful towards dragons or fiends. Ah, he's like, we have a few. Um, every once in a while, we'll keep a few holy symbols here, but nothing that's distasteful to a dragon other than a good old spear to the chest. You know, there's nothing that to a dragon that's like you hold it up and it's like, "Meow," but there's a few holy symbols and things like that that a fiend would not be appreciative of. There's a nice, you know, he looks straight at your chest. He's like, that's a great, you know, necklace to Lathander you have there. You have to go into items. You'd be having way more fun if you read that. Trust me. You're gonna be like, oh. Hey, robot. What does robot want to do? Great. Robot's just chilling there, doing some robot stuff, playing Taurus things. No,
Manually?
if you accepted it and attuned it to it, it would.
No way to accept it.
You're already added. You're already equipped on attune to your pact of one, accept pact of two, or get rid of one of your things. You're gonna definitely want a pact keeper +2 over. What are the bonuses? I forgot.
Do spell attack rules.
Yep.
and save.
As soon as you add it and attune it, it automatically happens. It will update your thing once you close out of your character and close back in. It'll update your spell slots. Love D&D Beyond. See, there's a positive thing towards Wizards of the Coast. Neverwinter though, PS4. Failure.
I get a spell slot. A 4 spell slot.
Nice. Tight. Cool. 4 spell slots. What do you know about that? That's what I like to call love. What else does it say you can do? Come. There's a funny thing. There's an extra thing. Oh, okay.
Hi. Does anybody want to beat a force? Beat a force?
Be the force. I guess I'll do a 30-minute ritual if we're just chilling.
Okay.
And I'll talk to my patron and see if he gives us guidance on where we should go, if we should head back to town or try to find this dragon.
Okay.
Everyone's doing ritual.
So Epione's gonna sit down. You know, she's got a she grabs her necklace and she concentrates to attune to it, and As you do this, your mind is black because your eyes are closed as you meditate, but then you start seeing, you know, things around you, and your body just like flows through the floor, and you feel like, you know, the earth around you, the Faerun around you, just flying through to your, to your left and right, almost at like light speed as you see the streaks of travel. And as you burst through another plane of existence, this hot, very, very hot, ashen plane of existence that looks just like this large, large, barren desert, wind-swept heat, and you keep flowing to a very specific spot where there's this lone, in the middle of nowhere, uh, iron cage, very cubical. As you drift into it, you meet eyes with a winged, well, yeah, with a winged being sitting inside the cage with radiant energy that you can see going slightly dim. He's got long blonde hair, and he looks up into what's your field of vision, and you just hear him say, "Abione, you found me. Congratulations. You've done it." Now, where are you? How can I help you?
We're here. We're here to protect our realm from Tiamat. How can you help us?
So Tiamat's gone, and you see him look up around himself. It's interesting. Zariel's on the move. He's like, "I'm glad that you've made it from here." And somehow, I presume Paxicor gave you this necklace. Of all the untrustworthy monsters in this world, trust him the least.
What advice can you give me to prevent Tiamat from coming back?
There must be a ritual. His agents are her, excuse me, her agents are everywhere. I presume getting to wherever that is as soon as possible is the most important. She must have only left. I still feel her presence here, though.
Getting to where specifically?
I'm sorry, what?
You said there must be a ritual. Are you telling me to
It
get
must be a very immense ritual to pull her from the Avernus.
to spice the ritual that powerful?
It would take nearly every wizard, dark wizard that I can think of, with immense sacrifices. But I'm unsure. Tiamat's not what I expected. I've been here for quite some time. All I know is I was to get you out of here. As soon as I got you out of here, and your brother, I was locked in a cage. I thought I made a deal with some sort of merchant, and that merchant I was foolish. The merchant was not who I expected, and I was locked in this position. Apparently, I'm to be bartered with, but I don't know who. I've been here alone forever. I've been sending my powers to you. since the day you were born.
Thank you for your help. How can I help you?
He's just like, you must stop whatever's happening. He's like, unfortunately, uh, I was sent on a very specific mission to get you out of here from your father.
Father. Oh, my father. Do you know where he is?
His name is. Can you see his voice just and fly back into where you're at? Thanks. Appreciate that. You guys heard that? My wife said that was kind of cool, everybody. Hit save on that moment. Turn it into a GIF. Put closed captions in. I'm just going to replay that every day of my life. Yeah. Yeah, you fly back in the direction you can. You see the dark iron cage in the middle of nowhere, desert, barren desert, heat, flames. You fly all the way back, and there you are. You're on the side of the pond, uh, looking at Darren's tower. Henry's kind of sitting there next to you, like, whoa, what you doing? Come here, tell me.
Good chat, my lady.
Wizard that we need to stop. That's who we need to be looking for. Right?
There's a wizard you need to be looking for?
You just said it's like who would have the power to grant a ritual that. Well,
It takes you 3 seconds, Severin. Yeah, you've been tracking down this guy Severin that was trying to bring back Tiamat. Sorry, baby. Dude, it's too knotted. I'll have to do it after we're done playing, okay? Okay. Love you.
am I exhausted after that?
No, you're fine. You just can't do it again until after what I say, 7 days or something like that. Long rest? Ah, crap, I meant 7 days. Update 2.0 will be 7 days. 7 days is the answer. It's a divine intervention situation. Mm.
Change my stuff. Okay.
So
Yeah, if
does
you
anybody
wanna,
want?
you guys, if everybody's ready to close it or whatever, it's up to you guys. You guys can walk outside and do more shopping or go fight a red dragon, whatever you guys want to do. I'm allowing you guys to pick your destiny. I don't want to be to linear you guys. Okay. Yeah, so we'll do. I'll go around the room. 10 minutes to wrap up.
Does anybody want to
Is there
beat a force?
anything you want to do?
I want to give away some beat a force. I've got 4 of them that that are just chilling in my
So
bag.
if there was a beat of force that you threw on the ground, I don't remember you picking that up, but it's
He didn't.
okay.
He didn't give me a chance, but I would have.
Okay.
We made a big deal about it.
Oh, okay, great.
I'll take one of the beads.
Done. There's 3 left.
Anybody want to beat a force? Beat a force. Beat a force. Going once. Beat a force.
Sure, why not?
You got it.
That'd be
What is
useful
the-
as your relentless avenger as you're chasing people down. Toss a beat of force at them. Be pretty huge. Flashbang.
Yeah, I'll take one as backup.
What was that?
As
Is that a
Dan.
Mentors.
Nice.
All right, I am switching. I no longer have the 7 stars or whatever.
Okay.
I'm switching to plancha.
Trainer shift? Are you okay? We'll go over what that spell does, but you have to be kind of aware of another plane of existence to go to. So if you want to, yeah, if you want to bamf out, no problem. But you are in like hell or the brass. What's it called? City of Brass and shit. Check.
I know.
Barovia. You can go there. No, you don't have a map of it. You do have a map. There's a lot of that whole man. I put so much RP into that ship that you guys were on, and the things that you guys have. That journal. There was a journal and a map, and on the what's the name of the boat that you just bought that you got from the pit fiend. Anyways, so there's a journal and map there. There was in Xanathal's tower. There was a giant like a magnifying glasses thing that you could look through, and it was looking into the city of Brass. Yeah. Let's see, Tom. Is there Belgar? Is there anything that you want to do prior to closing the session and preparing to walk out into the city of Phandalin?
Not especially. I think I've done pretty much everything that I wanted to do to prepare.
Okay.
If there's an extra beat of force that nobody else wants, I'll put one in my.
You got it.
Henry. Yeah, the party's kind of resting. They're getting ready to go. You guys got your spell slots back and all that sort of stuff. You're about to walk out to Phandalin. Dan, Lantaurus, is there anything that you want to do?
Yeah, I was reviewing my stuff and I wanted to just get spell stuff, basically refill my inventory.
Okay.
Just
You want
simple spell stuff,
component
basically.
stuff? So
Yeah.
what did you gain a new spell category?
No. Nope.
Okay. So
I'm just
anything
refilling
that's
what I normally had. Yeah.
so any spell component that's level 5 and below, I think that they've got. We'll just say
Oh, perfect.
level 5 spells and below, they
My
roughly
spells
have.
only go to level 4, so I'm good.
Oh, okay. Level 4 spell? Oh yeah, okay. Bonnie. Thesis. Thesis. Catch a new
I think I'm
armor.
all set. Yep,
Okay.
got the new armor, got a spear, got a beat of force. I'm ready to go.
Okay. Cliff.
I'm all set.
All right, Foz. All right. We can shoot for I've got Chris is working next weekend, but I got Saturday and Sunday open. So is what it is. You're out? Oh, that's St. Patty's weekend. Well, if
So
if I have four people that want to play, I'll go.